Today we are going to discuss about Rajya Sabha, and in a previous class we discussed about Lok Sabha. So here, without wasting our time, let us come back to the topic. So today we will be discussing about the composition of Rajya Sabha. So the maximum strength of Rajya Sabha is 250 members. Total number of seats 250. Now out of 250, 238 members represent states and union territories. 238. And 12 members are nominated by the president. So who all are these nominated people? Nominated by the president. So these nominated people, persons those who have achieved distinctions in the field of art, literature, science or social service. They have done great achievements in this field. They have excelled in these fields. So these are the compositions of Rajya Sabha. So once again, maximum strength of Rajya Sabha is 250. Out of 250, 238 are the ones representing the states and union territories. 12 members are nominated by the president of our country. Those who have achieved success and those who have excelled in the field of art, literature, science and social service. So at present Rajya Sabha has 245 members. Maximum strength is 250. But at present we have 245. Like in Lok Sabha we discussed about the composition of Lok Sabha. There we discussed the maximum strength of Lok Sabha is 552. But at present Lok Sabha has 545 members. Now the next topic is the qualification required to become the member of Rajya Sabha. Now who can become the member of Rajya Sabha? The qualification required to become the member of Rajya Sabha is similar to the qualification required to become the member of Lok Sabha. Just one difference you can make it. There the member must be, there in Lok Sabha member must be 25 years and above. Here in Rajya Sabha, just one difference, 30 years and above. To become a member of Lok Sabha, the person must be 25 years of age, and to become the member of Rajya Sabha, the person must be 35 years and above. Person must be 35 years of age. So this is the qualification regarding the age. Now apart from this, let me tell you, the person must be a citizen of India. And then third one, the person should not be a bankrupt. A person should not be insane, or we can say person should be of a sound mind. He should not be mad, and person should not hold, he or she should not hold the office of profit. Now what is the office of profit? The person holding government jobs, they cannot be a member of the parliament, either of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. So before getting elected to Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they must resign from the office of profit. Then only they can be eligible to contest the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha elections. Now, very simple thing is that why they are not allowed? Because government cannot pay two salaries for the same person. Because I am working in a government school or somewhere else, or the salary I get is from the government, and then again being the member of a Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, I get the salary from the government. So government cannot give two salaries for the same person. So this is what about the qualification required to become the member of Rajya Sabha, which is very much similar to Lok Sabha. So if you study Lok Sabha qualification, that much is enough. But if you are asked about Rajya Sabha, just one simple change you make it, the age. They are 25 years and above. So here in Rajya Sabha you have to make it 30 years and above. So now, how are the members of Rajya Sabha elected? So we know that The members of Rajya Sabha are elected indirectly. Who elects them indirectly? The member of legislative assemblies of all the states. Now, why it is called indirect election? Because the members of legislative assembly are directly elected by the people of the respective states, and these members, on behalf of the people, they elect the member of Rajya Sabha. So Rajya Sabha members, then each and every states they have been allotted number of seats. So these are the number of seats given over here according to all the states and union territories. Okay. Now let us discuss once again about the election. Election of the member of Rajya Sabha. The members of Rajya Sabha are elected indirectly, because here the member, suppose for example I am the voter, I am not directly involved in the election of the member of Rajya Sabha. So I have elected the member of legislative assembly, and those members, those who are the member of legislative assembly, they elect the member of Rajya Sabha. Now let us discuss about the term. What is the term of Rajya Sabha? Now if I ask you what is the term of Lok Sabha, everyone will say the term of Lok Sabha is how many years? 5 years. How many years? 5 years. But here in case of the term of Rajya Sabha has no term. Rajya Sabha has no term at all. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. So let me explain you how it is so. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It cannot be dissolved. But every second year, 1/3 of the members, 1/3 of the members retire. 1/3 of the members retire, and a new member comes in. Suppose for example 10 members they retire, they go. So these 10 seats will be filled again by the new members. So old ones go out and new ones come in. So new ones come in. That means, so Rajya Sabha is a mixture of old and the new members. That is why it is a continuing house. It is a permanent house. It goes on continuing and continuing. It cannot be dissolved. Lok Sabha can be dissolved before the expiry of the term of 5 years, but Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. Rajya Sabha is the upper house. So the most important advantage of Rajya Sabha is that Rajya Sabha supports the Lok Sabha. So when there is an emergency in the country, when the government is not formed so in that case, who looks after the country? So Rajya Sabha is there. So Rajya Sabha, members of Rajya Sabha, they look after the country as well. During the president rule, who is in the charge? Rajya Sabha Rajya Sabha members are in the charge. So Lok Sabha can be dissolved anytime, but Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. It is a permanent house. It goes on continuing and continuing. So once again, Rajya Sabha has no term. Every second year, 1/3 of the members retire and new member comes in. So this is the example I have given you all. But on what basis we can say every second year the members retire? So after the completion of 6 years, the member has a term of how many years? 6 years. What is the term of the member of Rajya Sabha? 6 years. The member, each and every member of Rajya Sabha, they have a term of 6 years. Suppose for example, my term for the member of Rajya Sabha is over. 6 years I have completed. So my job is over. So I'll be out, and in my place new member will come in. So this is all about the term of Rajya Sabha. So now, who is the presiding officer of or the presiding chairperson of Rajya Sabha? So the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha is the vice president. Vice President of our country is the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha. So by default is also termed as ex officio chairperson. Ex officio chairman. Who is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? It's the Vice President of our country. So there should not be a confusion that the Vice President is the member of Rajya Sabha. He is not the member of Rajya Sabha. By default, he is the chairperson, but he is not the member of Rajya Sabha like others who are elected by the state assemblies. The Vice President of our country is elected by the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So, according to the Constitution, Vice President of our country is the chairman of our that means of the Rajya Sabha. That means by default, whoever is the Vice President of our country will be the chairman of Rajya Sabha. So apart from Vice President, one deputy chairman is elected from among the members of Rajya Sabha. Like in the case of Lok Sabha, Speaker and the Deputy Speaker is elected from among the members. In the same way, one Deputy Chairperson is elected from among the members of Rajya Sabha. So now we'll be discussing about the powers and functions of the Union Parliament. That means the powers and functions of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the first one is the legislative powers, the law-making powers. Both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha can make laws on the subjects mentioned in the Union list and the concurrent list. So what is this list? There are three types of list: Union list, state list, and concurrent list. So whichever subjects are mentioned in Union list, like 97 subjects are mentioned in Union list, like defense, foreign affairs, communication, banking, railways, currency, and many more. So altogether 97 subjects are there in Union list. Now state list is also there, that we will discuss later on. Now concurrent list, the subjects whichever are mentioned in the concurrent list, on those subjects state can also make laws and the Union Parliament can also make laws. Whenever there is a dispute in the laws passed by the state on the subject mentioned in the concurrent list, then the Union made laws will prevail. So that is all about the Union list and the concurrent list. Union list has 97 subjects. Concurrent list has got 47 subjects. So concurrent list subjects like education, wildlife, marriage, electricity, forest, and this way many more. So here is the list I have given over here. Union list, concurrent state list, and the concurrent list. You can go through this chart which I have given over here. Discuss about legislative powers. Now look, there are two types of bill. First one is ordinary bill and the second one is called the money bill. That means before being made into an act, all those are known as bill. So ordinary bills can be introduced in either house. It can be introduced in Lok Sabha also. It can be introduced in Rajya Sabha also. So once the ordinary bills are introduced in Lok Sabha, after going through first reading, second reading, after getting it passed from Lok Sabha, it is sent to Rajya Sabha. So Rajya Sabha again will go through the detailed study, whatever are left out, flaws and all, any changes are to be made, they will send it back to Lok Sabha again. So they will do it properly, they will go through it, check it properly, amendments if it is required, they will do it. So once it is passed from both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, the bill will be sent to the President. Bill will be sent to the President for the President assent, signature. So once the bill is authenticated or signed by the President, it becomes an act. It becomes the law for the country. So bills are introduced in Lok Sabha or else in Rajya Sabha, after going through the process of first reading, second reading and third reading, once it is passed by Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha, it is sent to the President for his assent. So if President is quite satisfied with the bill sent to him, then he will pass it. If he thinks that certain things are to be changed or rectifications are to be done, then he can send back the bill back to Lok Sabha or the originating house of the bill. So once again, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha will do the whole proceeding in a similar manner that has been done done like before, will be sent back to the President once again. This way the ordinary bills are passed. So apart from legislative powers, one more is there, that is money bill is there. Money bill also comes under legislative powers. So money bill cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Money bill is only introduced in Lok Sabha. So the next one is the financial powers of the Union Parliament. So regarding the financial power, Lok Sabha is more powerful. Money bill, that is the bill concerned with taxes, revenue and the expenditure of the government, can only be introduced in Lok Sabha, not in Rajya Sabha. The money bill cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Other ordinary bills can be introduced, but the money bill cannot be introduced. Money bill can only be introduced in Lok Sabha. So as I told you, the function of Union Parliament, so which means the function of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, both are the two houses of the Union Parliament. So regarding money bill, Rajya Sabha has nothing to do. Now once the money bill is introduced in Lok Sabha, after being passed by the Lok Sabha, it is sent to Rajya Sabha just for consideration, but Rajya Sabha has no power to reject the money bill or to send back for amendment to the Lok Sabha. So Rajya Sabha can keep the bill for 14 days, and after that, if they don't return also, it will be considered as being passed by Rajya Sabha as well as the Lok Sabha, and that money bill will be sent to the President, and President will sign it, and that will become an act. So this is how the financial power is like. Now the next one is the executive powers. The executive powers is in the hand of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Those who are given ministries, they are the executives, and they are the one who has exclusive executive powers. So, Prime Minister of a country, he can take any decisions, and the ministers in charge of the different ministries like Finance Ministry, Defense Ministry, Foreign Affairs, Communication, so they can decide what is best for their ministry. So they have the exclusive powers, and that is why the executive powers are in the hands of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Now, apart from this, we need to discuss about how does Parliament control over the executives. So, executive means Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers are there. So, is there any control over them by the Lok Sabha? Lok Sabha means all the members of the House, that is 545 members are the member of Lok Sabha. So, only a part of Lok Sabha, those who have formed the government, the majority party who have formed the government, they are the one. So, can Lok Sabha as a whole control over them? Yes, Lok Sabha can control, or we can say the Parliament can control over the executive. And how do they control? So, they control the executives through different ways, like question hour is there, they can ask questions with the concerned ministers, debate takes place in the House, debate is there, discussion is there, and sometimes they even pass the no confidence motion. Vote of no confidence is also passed in the Lok Sabha. So if such fears are there in the minds of the government, that is the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers, then definitely they will do the work smoothly. So opposition parties are there. So it has been said the oppositions are the watchdog of the government. So if they do any wrong, if there are any loopholes, then definitely they get a chance to come out on the streets, or they starts going for dharna in front of the parliament and all. So due to the fear of the opposition also, they have to do the work properly. So this is how the executives are controlled by the member of Lok Sabha, especially by the member of the opposition parties. So this is how they are controlled. Debate is there, discussion is there, question hour is there, and sometimes the vote of no confidence is also passed. These are the methods to which the members of Lok Sabha controls over the executive. So now number 4, judicial powers. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha also perform some judicial functions. So what is that? The president of our country, the vice president, the Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, if they go against the constitution, or if they do such thing which is against the country, if they violate the constitution of our country, then definitely they need to be removed. But they cannot be removed in an ordinary manner. So they are removed through the process called impeachment. Impeachment is a process through which the president of the country, or the attorney general, or the Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, they are removed. So this is the impeachment. What is called impeachment? It is mentioned over here, so you can go through it. Now, so judicial powers. So impeachment. So Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, they both have the power to remove the president of the country, or the Supreme Court judges, if they go against the constitution. So how it is done? If Lok Sabha imposes an allegation on the president, then Rajya Sabha will investigate it. If Rajya Sabha imposes an allegation on the president, then Lok Sabha will investigate it. So it goes on vice versa. And during the entire process, president also is present in the Lok Sabha, that he need to defend himself. He will be given chance to defend himself. So president is impeached through the process of called impeachment until proved misbehavior, or we can say they need to be proved. So whatever allegation is imposed upon the president, that need to be proved. If it is proved, then definitely he will be impeached. If not, then he cannot be removed. So this is the process called impeachment. The process through which the president of the country is impeached by the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, or we can say the Union Parliament, they impeaches the president. So this is about judicial powers. Now the last one, the electoral function of the Union Parliament, the elective functions. Both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha elect the president of our country, but while electing the president of our country, the member of legislative assemblies of all the states and the union territories of Pondicherry and Delhi are also involved. So the president of our country is elected by the member of Lok Sabha and the member of Rajya Sabha. Number 1. Number 2, the speaker of Lok Sabha and the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Number 3, the deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha is elected by the member of Rajya Sabha. I think you understood it. And one more, the vice president of our country is elected by the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Only member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So, thus we have come to end of our class. We discussed today about the powers and functions of Rajya Sabha. We discussed about Rajya Sabha, the composition, the term, as well as all the various aspects of Rajya Sabha we have discussed. And at last we discussed about the powers and functions of the Union Parliament. Hope you all have understood it, and if you have not understood, you please go through this video again and again so that it will be clear to you all. And in the next class, I'll come back with a new topic that we'll discuss in the next class. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and please don't waste your time. Do some constructive work and start your studies. Study properly. If you have any queries, you can comment on the comment box. There you will get your answers. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.